What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today we're going to talk about labor getting into the fight. That's right. Today, down at the Department of Labor went and protested DOJ and their attempt to get into the Department of Labor. Common Dreams put out an article summarizing the events of the day, but I gotta say, it's exciting to see labor getting into the fight. The solution to our problems is a return to the old style of militant, in-your-face labor activism. That is my core belief. I don't see how we succeed any other way. And so to see it starting to pop off, feels good. So let's dive into the article. It says, people who work for a living rally at Labor Department as DOJ readies a latest attack. The people who keep our food and medicine safe know more about how to make government efficient than an outsider whose companies benefit from the very agencies he is infiltrating. That is a quote from the article. As tech mogul billionaire Elon Musk set his sights on the U.S. Department of Labor in his wide-scale ransacking of the federal government, the largest federation of unions in the country made clear at a rally that Musk's Department of Government Efficiency isn't waging an attack on waste or bureaucracy, but on working people. The American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations led labor unions and Democratic lawmakers in a gathering outside the Department of Labor, where employees were notified Tuesday that they would soon be ordered to turn over data to Musk's DOJ operatives, who will be staying at the agency for, quote, an indeterminate period of time, end quote. Those who don't comply, Acting Labor Secretary Vince Micone, said could be fired. At the rally, AFL-CIO President Liz Shuler announced the union's launch of the Department of People Who Work for a Living, a new campaign aimed at reporting on DOJ's attacks on working Americans through digital ads and public actions at the agencies Musk's advisory body is attempting to cut. Elon Musk and DOJ, they want us to think this is about efficiency, right? Said Shuler. They want us to think the Department of Labor is some bureaucracy that doesn't matter. That could not be further from the truth. This is about our health, our safety, our fair pay, our jobs. And these are the people who fight for us, end quote. Musk was scheduled to have a, quote, kickoff meeting with DOL staffers on Wednesday, but Shuler noted that at the last minute, the in-person meeting was switched to a virtual one. And it's because you turned up the heat, said Shuler. You're making them feel it. And that's the thing. When you get out in the streets and when you start to get active, they have no choice but to feel it because they cannot ignore it. You put bodies in the streets and they see it. And I'll tell you what they see even more. When you put your hands in your pockets and you don't go to work and a general strike is imposed, that's when they really, really, really start to feel it. And that is where our true power lies. Protests are awesome. Messaging is great. All of that stuff. I'm for it all. We also need to keep ready a general strike. And we need to make preparations to get to the ability to have a general strike and have one that will outlast them. Because a general strike will actually make them feel it. It would cause them to economic harm like they caused to us. Let's keep going in the article. In a statement, Shuler added that the government can work for billionaires or it can work for working people, but not both. We will hold DOJ and Elon Musk accountable because we are certain that the people who keep our food and medicine safe know more about how to make government efficient than an outsider whose companies benefit from the very agencies he is infiltrating, she said. In recent days, DOJ has set up illegal servers in the Office of Personnel Management and taken control of Treasury Department payment systems that contain personal data of millions of Americans who receive Social Security and Medicare benefits, as well as other payments. They've placed nearly all U.S. Agency for International Development employees on administrative leave and attempted to dismantle the agency while attacking its aid initiatives around the globe. and begun a probe of Department of Education data as the Trump administration prepares to try to shut the agency down. Yeah, they're coming for schools too. And we have to realize the threat that's at our doorstep. Musk's companies, Tesla and SpaceX, have faced multiple federal investigations, including by the Department of Labor, into complaints of unfair labor practices, at least one workplace death, and failures to comply with protocols for protecting state secrets. In addition to rallying at the DOL, the AFL-CIO joined several national unions, including the American Federation of Government Employees and Communication Workers of America, in filing an injunction against Marconi and Doge, demanding a temporary restraining order to keep Musk and his employees out of the agency. As In These Times reported, the legal filing warns that failing to grant the injunction will result in Doge's unqualified, unelected operatives having access to highly sensitive data, including but not limited to medical and benefits information about all federal workers with worker compensation or black lung claims, the identities of vulnerable workers who have filed wage and hour or occupational safety complaints, and critical Bureau of Labor Statistics data. At the rally, Schuler applauded workers for standing up in the face of Musk's attempt to take over the federal government. No one voted for this undermining of our rights, and that's why we're standing up here, said Schuler. Look around, we have power and we're ready to use it. It's important that we realize the dangers that we face. They're also going after OSHA. So occupational safety and hazard, out. No more occupational safety worries by the federal government. So it's literally a tearing down of protections that have been fought and bled over in order for us to have the ability to have the minimal standards that we have today. We never went far enough, but they're trying to tear down what little we did get. Department of Education goes away, there goes public schools. What do you do then? Department of Labor goes away, who's standing up for the working folks? We're back. Listen, you got to understand something. The reason all this stuff came about is because workers were fed up and they were fighting back and they were striking and they were causing economic harm and they were ready to topple the whole system to build something better. And the powerful at the time said, hey, we better compromise, because if we don't compromise, we risk losing it all. That's the reality of what was happening back then. And since they compromised, workers kind of got placated and got a little relaxed. And it allowed for another attempt at takeover where we're going to try to roll things back. Now, you take away all the protections that have been fought for already, all you're doing is inviting the fight anew. Only you got smarter, a more difficult foe. Working folks run the world, bro. What are we even talking about? We gotta stay smart. We gotta stay diligent. We gotta stay informed. We gotta stay activated and motivated, and we gotta stay organized. This fight is already here. It's been here, and it's ramped up now. So everybody is seeing it. Don't panic. Organize. Don't complain. Organize. The power is in the people, and we're gonna get this straightened out. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember that the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win. Always. Each one, teach one. Get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I front and center. So let's go.